when we die, when we physically die, that there's nothing after that. Or if you believe in a heaven, or if you believe in reincarnation, like the Buddhists, that we get to come back. I think the presumption is that the reason that we bury our bodies in these boxes underground is the hope that someday when the soul comes back, the body's still there waiting for us, I guess. A lot of people believe in cremation, just burning the body and getting rid of it. The Tibetans, before they were invaded by China, they used to put their bodies out in the field and let the animals eat their bodies, just so that there would be some use for the body after we passed away. Native Americans, they would put them up on stilts, so they would be eaten by insects and basically pass away in the wind. So there's a lot of different versions of that. This song, Candlelight, is really about the soul, the part of us that I personally believe doesn't pass away when our body does. And there was an old Tibetan monk that talked about this in a very impactful way, for me at least. And he said that there's a really easy way to know that the body and the soul are not one, that they're not married together. And I said, well, how do you know this? And he said, well, what happens when you slam your finger in a doorway? Like, what do you say? And I said, well, at first I would probably scream and say, ouch. And he said, but beyond that, what do you say? And I said, well, I hurt my finger, I guess. He said, exactly. And there's a word in that sentence that gives it away. And I asked him what it was, and he said it was the word my. And I asked him to tell me more, what do you mean by that? And he says, well, when we're in this world, we get to own things. Like, this personally is not my piano, but this is someone else's piano. But if this was mine, I'd say I'm playing my piano. I'm gonna go home to my house later in my car and eat food out of my refrigerator. So we own these things, we possess them for a time while we're here on this planet. When you hurt your finger, when you say, I hurt my finger, who's saying that? It's not the body. It's not the body that's saying that. It's something else inside that's possessing this body for a while. And I happen to believe that is the spirit or the soul, the electricity in our brain, no matter how scientifically you want to look at it or spiritually you want to look at it. And then there was there's a couple great quotes. One is, this monk said something about, he thought that science was describing God using technical terms, and that religion was describing science using poetry. And that always made a lot of sense to me, because there's not a big difference between a black hole giving birth to a galaxy or a star system, and what religion says, that God breathed life into existence from nothingness. What is nothingness other than a black hole? I mean, so maybe we're talking about the same thing from very different angles. And then there's another quote by Gandhi. He was asked if he was God by one of his followers, and he said that, I am not God, but I am of God, as one drop of water is of the ocean. And then I started thinking about all this electrical soul energy that we contain in our body, and the animals, and the plant life, and other planets, and hopefully other beings out there, if we're not alone. All of that electrical energy is a little piece of what we have come to call God, and that this is what we hunger for in religion, and why we hunger to have families, and to be in love, so we get a little closer to God, a little. And it's not some man in the sky with a beard that's judging us. It's this collective consciousness, I hope. So this is just a song about that light being very, very bright when you have it. Everyone's got a story to tell. Everyone's got a pain inside. Everyone's got their own private hell. Everyone's got a sin they hide. Tell you something heaven is inside your soul. So throw away all of your fears. Oceans calling for your tears. You're not in this fight alone. You see the candlelight, baby, you are home. You are home. Everyone's got a favorite scar, from breaking out of the butterfly jar. Everyone is reaching for the stars, free to dream. It's all so simple, yet hard to believe. The only enemy's inside of me. So throw away all of your fears. Oceans calling for your tears. You're not in this fight alone. You see the candlelight, baby, you are home. You are the temple, and I am the tree. I'll give you shade forever if you keep the axeman away from me. Tell you something you already know. Only heaven is inside your soul. So throw away all of your fears. Oceans calling for your tears. You're not in this fight alone. You see the candlelight, you are home. You are home. You are home. The only enemy's inside of me, inside of you, inside of me.